when I fought Gamboa, when I got hurt. Boom, caught me with a clean shot. Boom, I like, oh. You know?
There were moments when Terence "Bud" Crawford stared defeat in the face.
Crawford looks a little off balance right now.
Around that and make,
oh, Kavaliauskas comes forward.
Against the mean machine, Crawford was rocked and touched the canvas for the first time in his professional career.
I've been hit harder. In a real fight, Mean Machine hit harder than Canelo, to me.
Against Shawn Porter, the scorecards told an uncomfortable story. Crawford was losing the fight, but like a true champion, Crawford came back with vengeance.
Come on. There the body punches. 28, there is the knockdown score!
These were the fights that told you everything about who Terence Crawford really was. A pound-for-pound great pushed to the limit, and still finding a way. Welcome back to Fight Story.
When I set my sights on doing something, I know what I'm capable of. It's not like a surprise to me. It's a surprise to y'all because y'all didn't believe me.
Terence Crawford's rise was quiet, but his opponents felt every decibel of it. A quiet kid from Omaha, Nebraska, Crawford was systematically putting opponents away with ruthless efficiency.
Engage right now he gets nailed again.
The finishes were piling up. The boxing world was beginning to pay attention.
Of 219, respectable.
By 26, Crawford had crossed the Atlantic, walked into Ricky Burns' backyard in Scotland, and left with his WBO lightweight title.
It's Terence Crawford. Wow. Lightweight champion of the world.
The man Crawford chose for his first defense had credentials that demanded respect. Yuriorkis Gamboa, 2004 Olympic gold medalist, former unified featherweight champion, 23 fights, 16 knockouts, hand speed that ranked among the most dangerous in the sport. 50 Cent had put his name behind the Cuban. For the first time in over 4 decades, the CenturyLink Center was hosting a world championship fight. Over 10,000 fans packed the arena, all of them there for one man, their champion, Terence "Bud" Crawford.
Here we go, round 1, 135-pound championship of the world.
Crawford opened orthodox, reading the Cuban before commenting to anything.
Right front standard.
Right front standard.
For the heavyweight championship of the world.
Gamboa landed a sneaky right early, letting Bud know he didn't come to lose.
Outside, this is the kitchen for Terence Crawford. He could stay out here all night.
The patient Crawford kept the Cuban at bay, intercepting every advance.
On the outside, all night long, doing exactly what he needs to do.
Good right hand on the inside by Crawford.
Gamboa charged forward with disregard for consequences.
Somewhat candidly, but it was a little tough for him making 130.
The Cuban wanted to brawl. Bud wanted to pick him apart.
40. But all of that's academic right now. Shot landed. Gamboa looks like he's going to put the pedal to the pedal in this round.
When the pair clashed, it was the Cuban proving his point.
Crawford elects to go for a southpaw.
In the third, Bud flipped southpaw. The crafty Cuban adjusted, defying the shift.
Gamboa having a
They exchange shots, but I think Gamboa get the better of it.
In the fourth, the temperature rose. Both men were burning fuel at an alarming rate.
Well, he's not switching. He's just fighting left-handed now.
Oh, this is a left hand get through, but did it shake Gamboa? Gamboa's on the assault, putting pressure still.
Through the chaos, Crawford worked the counter, waiting for his moment.
He's had that puffy cheek for a couple of rounds now.
Good little right-hand hook.
This is a southpaw. He feels like he has more power with his left, but he's not landing many lefts.
Then, Gamboa reached in one time too many.
Oh, he hurt him with a right hand.
Yeah, he's done with his
A right hand out of nowhere buckled the Cuban's knees and planted him on the floor.
The
Smelling blood, Bud stormed in with bad intentions, blasting away until Gamboa was barely standing.
On the right hand. He's ready to go again. But we're out of time in the 5th round. Nails him again. He's back on his heels. Listen to the crowd.
Gamboa recovered, came back swinging, and reminded everyone why he was dangerous.
And fighter now, and he continues to hurt Gamboa.
You and I have discussed this southpaw stuff ad nauseum, but he made it work for him.
Yes, he did. Gamboa is throwing caution to the wind. He's trying to nail this guy.
Bud maintained his range, picking the Cuban apart every time he dared to reach in.
Gamboa gets nailed with another. Gamboa's legs are totally back, so whatever they've done in the corner, he's revived. And as I say,
Gamboa pressed forward regardless, knowing aggression was his only remaining currency.
And when he looked down, you know, Crawford is ambidextrous. I mean, his turning southpaw is not a...
But the recklessness cost him.
oh, here's Gamboa in the process of landing some shots. He dropped him. Hit him with the right hand and the left hand.
A quick three-piece folded the Cuban and put him back on the floor. Only the bell saved him from an early night.
Time left in this 8th round. There he is again. And he got hurt again. As Gamboa was throwing his shoe-shine punches, Crawford blasted him one more time. 3rd, 4th, and 5th round. Actually, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Right hand landed. And now,
with nothing left to lose, Gamboa swung for the fences.
he lands an uppercut.
Solid uppercut. Crawford looks a little off balance right now.
One haymaker found Crawford's chin and turned Omaha silent.
In mid-course, because that right hook from the left-handed position.
For the first time, the unthinkable was on the table.
Imposing weapon for him.
I don't know, Colonel. Terrence's legs look a little wobbly right now. They do look a little.
I agree with you, Christina.
Yeah.
Crawford clinched, legs searching for solid ground. The Cuban smelled it and came alive.
Who hasn't experienced it?
But Gamboa had nothing left to close the show with.
Terence Crawford at some stage in this 9th round.
And moments later, it was the Cuban who found the canvas again.
Not the right leg of Gamboa. He drops him again. That's a hard knockdown that time with the left hook.
Crawford had no intention of showing mercy. He closed the show with bad intentions.
There's no quitting Gamboa. He keeps battling, falling forward. Uppercut, drops him again. It's all over.
Crawford had walked through fire and survived, but for one terrifying round in the 9th, Omaha had held his breath and stared into the abyss. He would never fight at 135 pounds again.
It was different because I was careless. You know, if you watch that fight, you know, I had just hit him with an uppercut, and I put my hands down and I just walked right into it, not seeing it or anything, you know, and those are the shots that hurt you the most.
By 2019, Terence Crawford was the name welterweights feared most, having dismantled the light welterweight division and claimed undisputed status. Crawford had brought the same destruction to welterweight. A clinical destruction of WBO champion Jeff Horn had earned Bud the title. Jose Benavidez Jr. was starched in the 12th. To add Bud's impressive highlight reel, Amir Khan shamelessly folded in the 6th. 3 straight knockouts, the WBO belt around his waist. Crawford was ready for the big names.
We start training camp in June, so every day was just Crawford, Crawford, Crawford. So my mindset is good.
Egidijus Mean Machine Kavaliauskas was not a household name, but the 2-time Lithuanian Olympian had never been stopped and arrived with one intention: to derail Crawford's reign.
Going straight ahead to Crawford is not the option, because he's too smart and he's showing all his last fight. We work on my combinations and we don't want to go very wild at him.
On paper, this was a routine defense. Madison Square Garden had other plans.
It's a moment, and you see it right here. where he flips that switch.
Both men opened cautiously, taking the first minutes as a scouting mission. Both men reading each other, giving nothing away.
Just took the jab downstairs on Crawford. You rarely ever see guys go to Crawford's body. You know, he's taking his time, trying to get Terence Crawford comfortable.
Kavaliauskas landed a crisp two-piece early.
Oh, good exchange that time, right?
A warning shot Crawford would do well to remember.
Crawford pulled straight out through a combination.
The Lithuanian worked methodically, never overcommitting, seizing the initiative at the right moments.
You see a guy who's always aggressive, and then all of a sudden he's waiting. And
then came the right hand nobody saw.
And
Kavaliauskas comes forward, and Bud Crawford was hurt. And they're ruling that a slip.
Crawford was down. The referee called it a slip. Nobody in the building believed him.
There he is, Crawford pulling straight back with his hands extended.
Crawford's hurt from that shot, y'all.
What do we have here?
Crawford weathered the storm and came back firing, determined to bury the moment.
We know Terence is not afraid to exchange. That's when Kavaliauskas is timing him, and he is.
Pride wounded, Bud set out to prove a point and stormed forward. But Kavaliauskas had other ideas.
Crawford goes to the body, and look at the action we have here in round 3.
Terence was not hurt. He's good. He recovered well. I didn't think it was a knockdown. All he needs to do is keep his hands up.
Frustrated, Crawford turned up the heat and waded into dangerous territory.
Boxing and then trying to come to him mid to late in the fight. I think Crawford's doing a little bit too much too soon.
Crawford right now is picking up the tempo.
He sure is. He's willing to trade. Look at this. Fight in Crawford.
Right.
They are exchanging in the middle of the ring. Bud Crawford, who is used to dominating the competition, has a guy coming to him now.
The Mean Machine was winning the fight on every metric that mattered. Then Bud flipped the switch.
Punches.
Every time Crawford gets close, he needs to just let those bombs go. He's hurt right now. Kavaliauskas is hurt with that shit.
Crawford had cracked the code. The read was there, and the punches were finding their home.
He sniffed something out. He sniffed them out. He knows that he don't like the pressure.
And let me tell you something.
Bud pressed forward methodically, each punch finding its mark with more venom than the last.
Guys, that was after the right hand from Kavaliauskas.
If I do anything different.
Look at that. Look at that. That's what you got to do right there.
There's a left uppercut from Crawford. He steps right into that kitchen.
He's smelling it now. He's orthodox now. He smells the knockout.
Then Crawford flipped to orthodox, and the Mean Machine had no answers.
Combination from the chip. Oh, and Kavaliauskas comes back and lands a combination. So, and Crawford just nails him.
Eating shots from every direction. Kavaliauskas was hurt, and Crawford knew it.
Kavaliauskas goes down. You want to fight? Here comes Bud.
One of the best finishers in the boxing.
Looking for the uppercut, straight right hand. Oh, he's got Kavaliauskas hurt here. Looking to finish him here in the final seconds of round 7. Kavaliauskas willing to trade.
The Mean Machine's confidence was evaporating. Crawford was writing his obituary one punch at a time.
23 power punches and threw 39.
Crawford knew the end was near. He made sure Kavaliauskas felt every second of it.
Right in the kitchen with a combination, including the left hand. Double right uppercut from Crawford. He smiles and shakes it off, and then goes with a 4-punch combination.
Kavaliauskas got to let that right hand go. As soon as Terence Crawford gets close.
The Mean Machine had been reduced to a human punching bag. There was only one way this was ending.
Crawford took that last round off, and
he's got a rhythm to him right now.
Yeah, he's back.
Oh, a lunging left hand. That backs up Kavaliauskas. Then an uppercut. An absolutely brilliant uppercut.
A slick combination of venomous shots drove the Lithuanian to the canvas for the second time.
Remember, he is one of the best closers in the business. Let's watch how he does it here. One punch, that's it. Bud Crawford, title defense.
Crawford was operating in a different stratosphere to the Mean Machine, but Kavaliauskas had him down and sweating. Pride wounded and reputation on the line, Bud came back to produce one of the most ruthless finishes of his career.
I thought I'd entertain y'all for a little bit, you know. He's a strong fighter. He's durable. And I thought I'd give you the crowd something to cheer for and be excited about.
Just look at Shawn Porter's resume. He hasn't been out there fighting guys named Mean Machine. No. He's been fighting the best welterweights in the world for years now.
Shawn Porter was the name Crawford had been waiting for. A former WBC welterweight champion, Porter was a different breed entirely. A pressure fighter who made every fight ugly on purpose. A narrow split decision loss to Errol Spence was the only thing separating Porter from the elite. Porter had shared the ring with the very best the welterweight division had to offer, and he had made every single one of them suffer. For the first time in years, Crawford had a fight that meant something beyond the belt. This was his chance to prove he belonged amongst the very best.
Find out right now. We are underway for the welterweight championship, and Porter comes right out.
From the opening bell, Porter seized the initiative and came out firing.
As we thought he would.
Bud opened orthodox, content to watch and wait, filing Porter's aggression away for later.
He's moving his head, coming behind the double jab. And when he gets close, he's letting his hands go. No punch, no punch.
In the second, Crawford switched to southpaw, changing the angle and giving Porter nothing familiar to aim at.
A lot of different styles, but he's never fought a lot of different...
Porter responded with aggression, landing a stinging right that woke Crawford up in a hurry.
A guy who can box and a guy who can fight. And a guy...
The shot lit a fuse. The pair erupted into a firefight.
Crawford right there got Porter's attention.
Sitting right on top of the orthodox fighter. Porter just able to get away from the uppercut. Good exchange on the inside. Good action here in round two. Crawford lands a right hand. Porter so willing. To the body to finish off.
Porter stormed forward in the third, lunging in and landing. The relentless pressure was working.
And that could be very dangerous against this guy, Terence Crawford.
Both men were giving and taking at center ring.
Ooh.
Porter came with intensity. Bud smiled back, as if the whole thing amused him.
Now they're wrestling against the ropes.
By the fourth, the surging Porter was ahead on every card in the building. But Crawford stepped it up a notch.
Rising hook right there from Porter.
Coming surprised that his eyes opened up this early.
It's very noticeable when you're with him.
This is the urgency that I was talking about that Shawn Porter wanted from
left hand.
Crawford. But you see Crawford is not thinking about boxing. He's thinking about fighting.
Porter refused to back down, kept pressing, kept landing, making Crawford work for every second.
There's another left hand trying to dig underneath as Porter came forward.
But Crawford was always there on the counter, firing back with spite and raising the temperature.
Let's look at Andre Ward's card through 4 rounds, 39-37 Porter. There's Porter coming in with that relentless aggression that he's known for. Terence covering up as Porter tries to get around that guard. Terence smiles at him and pushes him away. Now at range, trying to place that left hand right to the body. He does a few times. And then goes on the attack to close out the round.
Through the middle rounds, the fight was a coin toss. Both men landing, neither pulling ahead.
But it's allowing...
Round 6, as you see the head movement from Porter,
But Crawford had collected everything he needed. From here, the spite in his shots began to show.
Touch, then power from Crawford. Wide swinging right hand from Porter off the mark. Attempt at the uppercuts from Crawford.
More glaring answers or more glaring questions to answer now than he did before the fight started.
By the 8th, Crawford was constantly finding the sweet spot. The power punches were landing with more regularity than ever.
Combination by Crawford. And so good countering both Off the back foot, off the front foot. And now sharpshooting to the head is Crawford. Good start to round number 8 for the champ.
Crawford landing some of those.
But Porter was game. He swallowed every shot and came back for more.
Hand from Porter. And another one.
Good shot.
Various right hands. Porter's doing exactly what his father told him. Ooh, that body shot right there.
Wow.
Oh,
what
my
a
goodness.
thud from Crawford. Porter with a couple of right hands. Crawford comes back with a left to the body as he has done a few times. Goes with it again. Left hand to the body again and again.
Between rounds, the corner laid it out plainly. Crawford was losing the fight. That was all Bud needed to hear.
There are the body punches. 28, and there is the knockdown scored in round 10 by the champ.
A perfect counter sent Porter crashing to the canvas.
Terence Crawford catches Porter early in round 10. On his feet, but not coming forward and firing at Crawford for the moment. There's the overhand right, and another combination. Beautiful work by Crawford.
A vicious follow-up combination floored Porter for a second time.
Magnificent accuracy by the champ.
Porter's corner knew the next shot would be the last. They threw the towel in and saved their man. Porter had never been stopped in his professional career. He brought everything he had and pushed Crawford to the very limit. But the limit was exactly where Bud was most dangerous.
I knew I caught him with a good uppercut, and then when I caught him with another left hook, I seen in his face that he was real hard. And, you know, his dad did the right thing by stopping him because I was coming with vengeance.
Errol Spence was right there watching this fight.